เนี่ย
เ
larger works, the Mafia Gallery Sand. And then we have another opaque pink that we're going to use a little bit later, maybe a detail on the body of the piece as well. We make some sort of a vessel. Do we know what we're going to make? It's going to be a vase. So most of the steps are the same up to a certain point. You have to make a conscious decision on what you want to make. But you could change minds if you wanted to. We'll go with vase for now. Depending on how we want the color to look, that's dictated by the way that we lay the color on. You can see we came right over, rolled it in the chips. They stick to the outside of the gather, but we need to melt them in. So our second furnace is the glory hole. It's a reheating furnace. On this end of the stage, right behind us, it's about 2250 degrees Fahrenheit. We turn the glory hole on in the morning. It takes about an hour to get to that temperature. We turn it off at the end of the day. It's strictly for using while we melt and while we make the work. As soon as we come out of the furnace, it starts getting cold. We need to get our color, melt it back in. It's about twice as big. It's real subtle. It's hard to see because we do have the color on that, but now we're blowing glass. That's going to be the foundation for our piece. Now that we got the air in there, we're going to let it cool down. We're going to gather a little bit more glass because we can make something out of this, but it'll only be about this big. So we're going to get a little more clear glass on the outside, just going to give us more material to work with. Make something more along the scale. That's kind of what we have inside the furnace. In the bottom half of the furnace is a big pot full of 2,000 degree honey. You kind of see the front row here. You guys can kind of feel that right there. That's kind of nice on a day like today too. So that's what we got going. Shaping and forming with the block is a pretty unique tool to glass blowing. Jump up in size as the piece gets bigger. So I believe this is the amount of glass we're going to use for this piece. We use this one on the initial bubble. Dave's got the one in between these two. If we wanted to make something bigger, we would simply repeat this process that got us to this point. That is, we would inflate this a little bit, let it cool down, and take another gather on top of it. And then we'd go for the larger block. This is just a chunk of some sort of fruit wood, apple, or cherry, been hollowed out. Just put a handle on it, and it lives in a bucket of water. It's real nice for forming and shaping the material. So a bit more frequent trips back to the glory hole to get more detail. Got a steel table over here on the corner. Marvering. This is called a marver. We marver on the marver. Okay, just marvering the bottom half, the front half of that of the gather. Sort of getting a little bit of a point here, a little bit of an arrowhead on the end there. That's going to come in handy later for some structural support for our piece when we go to transfer it off of the blowpipe. Essentially just shaping that, cooling that tip down and blowing the rest of the piece out. You can see it's about doubled in size just with that one pump of air. It wasn't that much air. Another one of those. Now it's getting quite thin, so we're going to sit down at the bench. Most of the action has been stretched. You see got about twice as long as it was about a minute ago. A little bit of a paddle between Taylor's arm and the piece of glass. Going to stave off some of the heat that comes off this piece. Frequently asked question is, do we get burned up here on the table? Taylor's getting kind of warm right now, so I'm going to and I'd like to say you learn real fast what not to touch around here. Sort of assume everything's hot or sharp or both. But one thing you can't get away from is the radiant heat. So paddle between the gaffer's arm and piece of glass. Stays that on real nice. A couple of lines here. You can see we've established the top section, kind of the shoulder of the piece, that first line that we made. The other line back to the head of the pipe. We're going to break it off when the time comes. Concentrating mostly now on the bottom half of the piece. We're going to, Taylor's going to get that hot. Might inflate it some more, adjust the shape a little bit more. Entirely up to Taylor what the shape's going to be. We're here simply to help her do that. A couple of more of the hand tools here. This is another. Everything for making this on center. Everything on center and even. Diamond shears help on that end. So you can see a lot of inflating that. How hard we blow in the pipe depends on how hot the glass is. Wooden paddle, great tool for working with the material. It doesn't remove a whole lot of heat. Gets that nice char on the outside of it, so it doesn't mark up the glass. Some of the metal, some of the steel tools tend to mark and scratch up the glass. Wood's nice. Nice tool to use. We noticed our most technically advanced tool is the folded up newspaper. About 10 sheets of Seattle Times folded up, soaked in water. Again, get that nice char on the surface. It's a great tool for shaping and forming glass. Get as close as you can without touching it. So Chihuly likes the piece thus far. Got the bottom sort of established. Using that wood paddle tucked in a little bit long so it actually sits flat on the table. Meanwhile, Alana's making a punt. Gather a little bit of glass on the end of that solid stick. Shape it up in such a way, sort of like a Q-tip or a bullet. Present it to Chihuly. And you're going to attach it to the very center, the very bottom of the book. Temperatures have to be pretty true right about now. If anything's too cold, it's not going to want to go through the rest of the process. Eyeball that dead center, the very center, the very bottom of the piece. That's down. That's how we're going to hold on to the piece of glass while we work the rest of it. We're done with the bottom. We're going to break that off there and start working that opening. Top of our base. Little drop of water. Tap the pipe. Comes right off. Nice and done. That's the first two really tricky parts right there.
Amazing.
If it's not done properly, it's all over. So far so good. Nice job. Alana's giving the whole piece a flash. Meaning just heating up the entire piece. The hottest part of that is that connection. So he's going into the whole piece. That's going to get even hotter. All in the interest of making sure that it's nice and on center. Again, getting back to making sure that it's only spinning on one axis, one true spot. Sort of equated with clay on a wheel. Making a pot. Clay's like this on your wheels. Not gonna be able to make it on center. That's the whole idea there. So we straighten that up. Meanwhile, Alana has gathered a little bit of clear glass. We're going to roll it in that opaque pink. For another color detail, we call it a lip wrap. Pretty common theme in Chihuly's work. While Alana's getting that going, Chihuly's working on the very opening. A lot of times they'll break off kind of jagged, kind of sharp. We have the ability to, sometimes they're thick too, we have the ability to tweeze some of that material out with the tweezers. Glass is going to move wherever it's hot, so you get the very lip hot, you can pull that out, get a little more length out of that too if you want. We have some straight shears. Scissors, glass cut scissors, call them shears, straight shears. All in the interest of getting that nice and flat on the lip. We'll see if Peter wants to do it. Slowly turning, pulling that out. A little bit of a trim. Ooh, sort of an advanced pat your head, rub your belly. There's a lot going on this one little move. Got the piece is moving, the lip is moving, the piece is moving, the lip is moving faster than the piece. You're turning it and you're cutting at the same time. There's one more. Nice job. So now, the whole idea here, Chihuly's going to shape that up, get it nice and flat. The size of the opening that we want. Let it get a little bit cold. Meanwhile, Alana's going to bring that hot bit over, deliver it about like this above Chihuly. You're going to tack it on the top of that opening and turn the pipe and it's going to wrap around. Lip wrap, you may notice every Persian in the glass house has a little bead of some different color around that scalloped edge. That's how they did it. I believe most of the baskets in the Northwest room have lip wraps on as well, and also the macchias. Giant holes in the gallery 8. Big lip wraps all the way around. Here's how we do that. Touch that on, pull it up a little bit. Just turning, rolling as long as the bit is hotter than the opening. And roll right around. Stays hot. See when we can pull that out to a real thin thread. It's gonna be cold to the touch now. You guys can all come up here and touch it too if you want. I'm allowed to, so but it's cooled down that fast, that quick. 10 seconds ago, it was 2003 when I could touch it with your fingers. That's pretty cool. So now we have all our color on our piece. To even out those temperatures, the lip wrap was quite a bit hotter than the opening, so occasionally take a little bit of time to match those temperatures up. Finish off the opening however she decides. A little bit of the newspaper, getting that nice pad that we have. The legs of the jack. As long as it's going to be on there with the paddle just on the very lip, just to keep it from getting too taller. We're sort of gently coaxing it into the shape that we want. Keeping in mind that connection back there, it's a pretty, it's a light little connection.